G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 22 of my beginner's Primal Strike Elementalist playthrough. First thing we are doing today is I'm going to go for a run through the Warden's Quarters. I want to get a couple more Aether Clusters, maybe just one, but also Aether Crystals are useful, so that's going to be a quick little trip, a couple of minutes. And before I do that, this component here, the Silk Swatch, 18% Pierce, I don't need that. Also has 18% bleed, which I don't currently need that just. So I'm going to keep the item here. I'm going to ditch that, and I'm going to put a scaled hide on there for my armor absorption. And then I'm going to take the scaled hide off of my pants. Now, I could take the one off of the chest. Actually, let me check this. Yeah, it's not going to make any big difference here. So the ancient armor plate here, the physique, it doesn't matter where it is. The plus 35 armor is the same as on the scaled hide. And then the other stats on here don't matter where they are. So literally doesn't matter which one of these I take off. The other thing I could do is I could put something else on here. So I could put a... I'm struggling to come up with anything useful. We're just going to go with the armor. This ancient armor plate is going to give me 8% increased armor across all my pieces. It's also going to take my absorption from 98 up to 100%, and a little bit of physique and such there. Doesn't hurt either. So we bumped up our armor in exchange for some resistances that we just frankly don't need. The other thing I can do here is I'm 11% over the cap on run speed. Which means I don't really need a run speed augment on my boots, but I'm also well over the poison and acid cap, so this anti-venom salve here is a little bit of regen and some armor. However, do you know what else is really good for regen? If we go over to old Arcovia here, I will point it out. I'll just tell you for the sake of brevity. It's the Mark of Mogdrogan, which if we just do a search for Mogdur, we can buy here from the Rovers, and this is going to give 10% increased health regen, 15 flat health regen per second, and then 5% health. Now, the downside, of course, to the Mark of Mogdrogan is those 12 Aether Shards and the Ward Stones, but mostly it's the Aether stuff. So, let's go see what I need in order to get this. This is why I was thinking, a couple runs through the Warden's Cellar. Having said that, 12 Aether Shards is not something to be sneezed at. That is a decent chunk of change. I've got 9, so actually I could probably get very close to making one of these straight away. So let's just do a search here for Shard, and go 1, 2, 3. That'll give me my 12 of those. And then if we do Mogdur again, I need 4 of these Ward Stones. I think I don't have any of those in here, but let's just have a look. Maybe I have some left over. I don't, and I'm short on Aether Crystals. So, let's bounce on over to the Warden's Laboratory here, and do a little bit of running. Now, the Mark of Mogdrogan is one of those lovely components that you really want to hang on to once you've made one. So if you're putting a Mark of Mogdrogan onto a piece of gear, just be prepared to melt that piece of gear in order to get the component back, because it's so expensive. Now, you can look at a lot of other components like this, like the prismatic diamond on my helmet. I would probably... I can't think of many items that I would rather have instead of the prismatic diamond. I'm sure there's some of them. Something like a Ravager's helmet or Kalagadra's helmet, something like that. Absolutely. But for most run-of-the-mill stuff, like a Fetten Mask, you only get one of those per character, and I'd rather have the Prismatic Diamond. So, just something to consider when you're applying the expensive components onto your gear is, what are you prepared to lose, or what do you think you would rather have? Because eventually you're going to stop using most items. Alright, we got Bloodied Crystal. That is a really, really good item. Bloodied Crystal is one of kind of 2 major components that I use on my rings. The Bloodied Crystal gives you bleeding resistance and armor, and obviously with it being flat armor, it's applied to all of your slots. I think it's 75. I'll check here in a second. but it's very, very good. Also, just noticed that Aether Shard drop. I should have done this run and the one I'm going to do after. I should have done this before I crafted those Aether Shards, because I'm going to get a couple of drops. Alright, let's go again. Just going to do one, maybe two more of these. We'll see how we go. They're about a minute long each. Alright, I still got the loot. Nope, turn the loot back on. We're all good there. The Mark of Mogdrogan, I'm pretty much looking at that and seeing the extra regeneration, which is what I want. This is a regen build. Well, not most, but a large portion of our defense is from regen. Although we do have some lifesteal, but mostly we're a regen build here. So getting even 15 flat regen is actually a pretty big deal with the amount of percentage increase we have from various other things. There's the cluster I wanted. I like having a couple of those. I've got 3 now. That's probably enough. I will be getting a few more of them because we are running through the city of Malmouth at the moment, and those big, the big Aether monstrosity things that constantly summon things, they will drop them semi-regularly, let's say. Alright, let's dip back to town here, make my Mark of Mogdrogan, and probably have a look at some other things as well. In terms of boots, I'm going to be swapping these in, I think, in a couple of levels, but for now, we will keep the item here. The Calidor's Vestments. Okay, so that's a level 94 set. If I was interested in having this particular set, I could now craft 4 pieces, or 4 chests here, and then transmute them, although requiring Valexteria's arcane robes for each one is, that's a little pricey. Okay, yeah, so Bloodied Crystal here, 150 additional armor for putting these on your rings, 80 additional defensive ability, and some bleeding resistance. I think I prefer the Corpse Dust for now. We will see how things look at level 100 though. Let's go get the Mark of Mogdrogan for the boots. I think I need 4 Wrathstones. Pretty sure, and then Mogdur. What am I missing? Oh, it was Wardstones. Oh no. That's actually really bad. I should have checked that. Anyway. So there's my Mark of Mogdrogan. So let's have a look at what this does for my regeneration. Health regen, 2,653. That's what? 130 a second? That's not bad. That's pretty good. Once the components start going off as well, that'll add up quite quickly. Right, what else do we have that we could mess with? I think I need this, yeah, I need the bleeding resistance on that. I also need the vitality on that, so that one kind of has to stay. I could swap off the belt component here, the anti-venom salve, but realistically, anti-venom salve is kind of the best option you have for your belt until you start getting into some really late game stuff. The health regen is really good for this build, and plus 24 armor on your belt, again, it's applied to every slot. So even though I don't need the poison and acid resistance, I'm going to keep that one. Chest, legs, and shoulders for armor absorption, I'm pretty happy with that, and generally happy with everything else there. Let's just make sure I didn't miss a seal. I want... So Seal of the Night here, this is cold damage. I think it's... Seal of Resonance is elemental, which is, it's okay. But I think it's the Seal of the Skies is the one I want. Seal of Corruption, not so much, although that debuff is pretty good. Alright, so wasted 12 Aether Crystals, which I don't love, but Wrathstones are used in a bunch of other components, so it's probably going to work out in the end. For right now, though, I'm not super happy about that mistake, but it's done. Okay, let's grab a few quests here, we'll talk to Creed, and we will do a run-through of the city of Malmouth. Now, I am going to duck out the back here, and we are going to go and smash a totem. Now, there's 3 locations for this totem, and depending on what spawn you get, you can be getting reputation for killing base ethereals or for killing the ethereal vanguard. It's just going to depend on what spawns. The first place to check is just here. Now, obviously, it's not there, so that's not where mine has spawned. The second place is, well, you can see the third place, actually. I was kind of hoping for the second place. If you're farming the second place, it's going to be an ancient Aether Totem at this point. And we go in this door here, up the top, and then around down these stairs, and it'll be just down there. I am also going to check just across this little bridge here. You do sometimes get some hero mage types over here, sometimes some of these as well. So check for heroes here. And otherwise, we are going to go and do that totem. These ethereal sentinels are the things that I was talking about earlier when I said that they occasionally drop ethereal clusters or aether clusters. This one didn't, obviously. But they do occasionally. And just going for a run through the city here is actually not bad in terms of gaining clusters and shards and such. The sentinels, I don't think normally... Well, that was a lie. I was just about to say I don't think they normally drop shards or crystals, but apparently they do. Alright, so let's spread the love, as it were. And we'll just turn all the loot off so I can see what's going on here. Get a few more whirly boys out. Technically you only need one to get the resistance shred on most things in the area, but having more of them increases the chance for the elemental storm to proc, so it's going to be on more areas around the place. None of these particularly amazing. The Dawn Guard Epaulets here, probably the best thing that dropped here. I'm looking at resistances on it, which is not bad at all. Can't use these though because my current shoulders give me like half of my bleeding resistance. So I can't swap over to those, but they are an upgrade, so maybe that's something to put aside and pretend like I'm going to use later, and then forget that they dropped and never use them. Alright, so I wanted to do that. That's done. Let's head back to the Steelcap District, and we'll start our little run through here. Why does it say you have a quest? Because you do. Okay. Speak to the captain. Hello, captain. What do you have in mind? Yes, I'll get your supplies. I really wish they didn't have these because they really mess with pathing. But, yep. It's that time of the series again where Pikus whinges about the pathing in the city. And multi-level areas and how stairs are the bane of his existence. No, I don't know why I'm talking in third person. No, I'm not going to stop either. Alright, so we'll run through here. Now, I'm expecting to finish the city of Malmouth here in this episode, and probably around level 93 to maybe 94 if I kill a few more things than I generally do. Then we're going to go and do the Forgotten Gods, and I'm probably going to side with just whoever I'm lowest with in terms of reputation. I probably should do the Dreeg cult, just because I haven't done it in forever. And I was talking about it in another video yesterday, I think. And I couldn't remember for the life of me what the Dreeg quests were. So that could be something to do as well. Let me actually just check what my reputation is looking like now that I'm thinking about it. Where are we? Here we go. So, Cult of blah blah blah. Yeah, Dreeg is the lowest, so I'll probably do Dreeg. Realistically, it really doesn't matter which one you do, because you will end up with Revered on all of them, especially if you end up farming another Storm Halberd, which I probably will. The reputation for running through the Temple of Osea, doing totems in there, and just murdering everything with a star above its head, the reputation gain for the witch cults for that is pretty good. And then you also have the added benefit of being in there specifically in order to get the weapon for your build, which is really good. Alright, let's just chew through these. I probably will spend a little bit of extra time here just killing things. I do want the reputation from these, but I also want the XP. And while it's probably faster overall, to rush through this to get reputation, and then do bounties to get to Revered with the Malmouth. That's boring, and I don't enjoy doing bounties, so I will do them if I have to, but yeah, I don't like doing it. Also, today, at time of recording, it was earlier today, the patch notes for the next major patch have been updated. And these annoying little whirly boys are going to become permanent pets, assuming nothing changes. So, if you're watching this in the future, and you've listened to me complaining about the Wind Devils being temporary, and you have no idea what I'm talking about, then that's why. But yeah, it looks like they've finally caved to 7, 8, 9 years of complaints about the Wind Devils, and they're making them permanent, which I'm really happy about, because the main reason I've avoided doing a shaman build for so long, or an elemental shaman build, was the fact that I have to push this button every 4 seconds, or run out of whirly boys. Because it is quite annoying. But if they make them permanent, and even if you only get 1, 2, maybe 3 of them at a time, and you can never have more, I'm okay with that. I mean, if you look on the floor here, you'll see these little blue pools. That's the proc that I've got tied to them, and it's triggering fairly regularly. So I'm quite happy with that. Fleshweaver Haraxis here. I'm pretty happy that I found him here and not at the other place. So I mention this every time I come through here, but this little corner here is probably one of maybe 2 or 3 places in the city where I've actually died. And the reason for that is Fleshweaver Haraxis spawns with his own little pack of dudes, and then this corner... Actually, I'll just run back there and kind of go over my usual spiel. You have the quest item here, the supplies. I can't remember which card it's next to, but in this area. So you've got some stuff because of that. Fleshweaver Haraxis can spawn right here, so you get some stuff because of that. You can also get hero packs here. Then you've got all of the ethereals, mostly mages, that come pouring out of this building as well as soon as you get close. And you can quite easily get overwhelmed here. I have died in this position here. I forget what it was that actually died there, but one of my characters has died on that corner, and that's the reason why I mention it. So I know I do kind of go on a little bit about areas that I find dangerous, and I mention them every time I go through them, but that's because I've lost a character there, and I'm trying to save you from making the same mistakes I did. So my apologies if it gets repetitive, but yeah. A little bit of repetition versus losing your level 90 character because you didn't know. I mean, I know which one I'd rather have. Okay, Mythical Storm Shepherd. This is my new belt. Right now, if I can put this on, it's going on. I think I may have just nuked my poison. Yeah, I did. So you remember earlier how I said that you should think about stuff like this? Okay, so the anti-venom salve is obviously going back on the Storm Shepherd. And I'm not going to break that because I have other options now. However, that Storm Shepherd belt, let me just go over why it's so good. Now, compared to the Incorruptible Solar Girdle, Incorruptible is an amazing prefix for this belt. So that's going to be your Aether or Chaos or both. I can't remember which. But Incorruptible is the resistance prefix there. It's really, really good. This belt is decent for that Lightning Bolt proc, which is actually pretty good. However, both of these belts have +1 to Shaman. And the Mythical Storm Shepherd has flat lightning damage, which is applied to pretty much everything we do. So if we have a look over here, because this has main hand damage, we get that flat lightning damage there, so 9 to 18. Multiply that out by like 15.5% or 15.5 times. So this is a couple hundred lightning damage on every single attack. We're converting Aether to lightning, which, I mean, honestly, who cares? I don't think we do any Aether damage. But if we happen to have a really good pair of pants that had an Aether damage proc that also had another effect we wanted, this could be really good. Attack speed is amazing, offensive ability is something we are a little bit low on, although that apparently has picked up a decent amount. Oh, that's... okay. So this is against regular monsters. If you're fighting against a boss, those numbers are going to drop. And then Vitality and Chaos, yeah, they're good. They're good. I would definitely prefer, say, some poison at the moment. But like I said, we can fix that. That's no problem at all. Let's go ahead and melt this belt for my add-on back. Probably should have just made a new one, actually. And then, you can't see it, but I'm going over to Grim Dawn Tools here. And I'm going to, once it comes up, I would actually swap to this, but I have other stuff on the screen that I don't want to share with the whole world, so unfortunately you miss out. I'm just going to do a search in the Grim Dawn build calculator on the Augments tab for poison, and have a look. Alright, so we have access to Devil's Crossing here, I believe. We don't. If I did, this would be really nice. Don't have that one, so let's actually have a look who we have revered with. We have revered with the Coven, which is no good for poison. We don't have the cults, so they're out as well. Do we have the rovers? Survey says no. Okay, so who's closest? That's the next question. The Coven doesn't have poison. Where is Devil's Crossing? Devil's Crossing is probably the closest. 1500. Okay. How else do we do this? I know how we do this. I don't love it, but we're going to make another anti-venom salve, and it's going on the chest. So we're going to lose some armor. One other thing I could do is pick up a bounty for Devil's Crossing, and then just go run through Cronley's Lair a couple of times, and that would fix that, but then I'd have to stop. Hang on, we can get some XP from him. Nope, we're not doing that quest. Okay, we'll have to come back and do that later. Resistance is a cap now, and I'm pretty okay with that. Having the anti-venom salve on here, I mean, for 3% over the maximum, probably didn't need it, but I think I'm allergic to having uncapped resistances at this point in the game. Alright, let's duck on over here and head into the second little section. So we've got pathing issues as always. I hate the city so much. I don't actually hate the city. The city itself is probably one of my favorite areas. It's just the pathing. It's an absolute nightmare. Anyway, that's fine. Pick up some loot, and I am going to head down here and blow up that dynamite thing, just because I know later I'll be running through here looking for, I don't even know what, but there'll be some reason that I regret not blowing this up later if I don't. Every single time I come through here, I think to myself, nah, I don't need to blow that up, I'll never go through there. It's fine, I'll just come through the, I'll come through the Crown Hill Rift, and then every single time, every time, it ends up being the case that I would rather have blown it up, because I'll always be standing on the other side, looking at that explosion site that I can only explode from one side for some reason. Alright. I understand why. It's for gameplay reasons rather than realism. But it's still frustrating when you're on the other side, looking at your massive pile of dynamite and just thinking, I could blow this entire fence up, and the buildings on either side, and be fine. Okay, we just hit Revered with Black Legion, so guess where we are going? We are going to Homestead. And we are again swapping components. So, Revered with the Black Legion. This gets us some of the best components in the game for a brand new character. Kingsguard Powder, Poison and Pierce Resistance. These are really good, so you get these two covered. Next one up, Mankind's Vigil, Aether and Chaos. Some of the hardest ones to cap, so you have almost half of your resistances, we're ignoring stun, covered by these two augments. And then, let's see, is there any lightning stuff here? Alright. I mean, 20% elemental resistance, I don't care, but 8% less damage from ethereals is pretty good, although 8% health is basically the same thing. And this has more damage, so I'll leave this one. But yeah, this is not bad. If I was having issues with elemental resistance, I would seriously consider using this. However, if I just chuck that onto, let's say, my belt here, so there's another 12%. That's put me up to 29% over, so let's just check here. Chest. Resilient plating, no. Sanctified bone, don't need it. Scaled hide, silk swatch. Okay. That's fine. I'm going to get a ancient armor plate, unless there's something better here. I could use Kilrian's Shattered Soul. The attack speed on that is not bad. The vitality resist is okay. The proc is eh. We're not converting, I don't think, vitality into anything else. We are converting a lot of Aether into Elemental, though. Or Lightning. Yeah, no. We'll just go with this, I think. The extra attack speed would be welcome, shall we say. 149%. So an extra 5% would be good, but I think we'll just go with the armor for now. Alright, now let's not clear the rift into the area we're actually playing in. Instead, we'll use the actual rift gates. And we can keep the item. Get a little bit more armor back. Now 1700 armor during the campaign is pretty good. If this was a level 100 character, I would say this is low. But it's not, so I'm pretty happy with it. What do we get there? Nothing that I'm interested in. Okay. Now that we've got that sorted, let's go bash some ethereals. And I will say as well, dropping a portal here, that that weapon augment, the more I'm thinking about it, kind of the more I'm liking the idea of going back and swapping it. Percentage damage absorption, or in this case, less damage taken from a certain thing, especially when you have multiple sources of it, is definitely not bad. So that'll be 8 plus 6 plus 6. It's not additive, it is multiplicative. So it's going to be somewhere around about 13 to 14% less damage taken from ethereals. That's nothing to sneeze at. Especially when pretty much everything in here, in this entire city, almost everything, is either ethereal or an aether manipulation, or what are they called? Let me check. Ethereal or aether corruption. There we go. Words are hard. But yeah, literally everything in this city, I think, is either ethereal or aether corruption, or not an enemy. So, something to think about. Alright, we are done here, so let's bounce on over to Steelcap District. We can turn some stuff in. Actually, before I do that, head back to Crown Hill. I think I forgot to talk to Creed here. Yeah, I did. Well, it's Ulgrim, but they're basically the same thing. Alright, level 91. So we are getting a single point from now on. And our damage is maxed out. Vindictive Flame's maxed out. I think I'm probably going to put points in Mogdrogan's Pact just for the flat health regeneration. And call that done. More flat health regeneration multiplied with all the stuff we have been stacking for regen is just really good stuff. I'm also considering how much I really need this, because that's fire damage. I mean, 18% lightning damage is basically nothing. I am tempted by the offensive ability, but this second one, this temper, we do convert a lot of that physical to lightning, so it's probably worth a point. It's probably worth a point. Okay. Black Iron Docks, just picked up the quest. Don't let me forget. Otherwise I'll be confused why I can't get it later on. Okay, all these guys are back, which is good. Let's go ahead and sell all this stuff that I'm not going to use. There we go. These guys will talk to me later. They will be merchants and whatnot. I don't think I need to buy anything from them yet. Anyway, so let's go ahead and bounce back to the Crown Hill district here, and we will get underway. Or at least we will continue. So we got the 3 vents. No big deal. We'll bash those. How are we doing for Nemesis with these guys? I think... yeah, not even close. It's actually pretty hard to get to Nemesis now that skipping Elite has become so sort of common. That's my attack speed once everything's going. Still 149. I think I get some from my pants, the Chaucer's of Barbarous, and that's probably it. So I do want to get my hands on some more attack speed, which I could go farm Golus's rings. Do I have Alacrity? Nope. I have a Fury, so I could get a little more attack speed by finding a new weapon. I will farm probably once I get to 94, maybe 95. See how we go. I definitely want to farm a Skyfallen of Alacrity. Knowing my luck, I'll end up with Skyfallen of Thunder or something like that. Alright, we've hit Hated, and you know what that means. That's pretty much nothing. I think we get a few more hero types spawn, but it's not a big deal. Alright, Valaxteria. Everybody's favorite mage. Now I'm going to be watching for her meteor. It should... yep, there it is. It hit the roof, so I'm standing in the right spot. I don't have to dodge anything from her this time. So if you're standing in the right spot when you're fighting her, her big meteor that's going to sunder you will just hit the roof and do nothing. One of the major downsides to a Trojan Sky Shard build is the level geometry, or like this building, if you tried to cast it in the middle of that walkway, it would just hit the wall, hit this roof, and do nothing. Okay, let's drop a rift here. We're going to duck in to this particular, what are these called? Vent? Grab that vent, and then I haven't seen the totem, although I do see it on the map there, so there is one totem in this area, and I'm going to go see if I can't find it. I may have gone the wrong way to get the totem, but that's right. I definitely need to go this way in order to get the 3rd vent. Alright, lots of mages in this area, which, if you're looking for mages, is not bad. Alright, let's... if we could figure out how stairs work, that'd be great. And we do have that Aether Tornado chasing us, and for once in my history of playing this game, I don't care. Because check this out. I'm just going to stand here and watch as this does absolutely nothing, and it's wonderful. Regeneration, almost 3,000 a second. It hits me, I regen up to full before it does anything else. Most characters you will play, those little tornadoes that will follow you around and do constant chip damage, they will be a massive pain in the backside because you have to run away from them or you'll die. For a lot of builds that rely on life leech in order to get their health back, if you're not hitting something, yeah, those can be a pain. Seal of the Skies, right. I hope I can afford that. I should be able to. I'm going to go and make one of those immediately. Also, we'll be needing a new component, so we'll go via the Coven to pick up a new component. So, old mate here. Let's just go light. There is my rings and amulets. Okay, Sky Shard powder I should have on. Yep, rings, amulets, so that's fine. And then, where are we? This one? Yep, there we go. So, new weapon, augment, and this is going to be the new component. So this is 3 to 18 flat lightning, which is a decent upgrade over the amber. The actual skill it provides I'm not going to use, but the rest of that mean casting speed, but the rest of it is really good. I wanted to use that, not sell it. That would have been absolutely devastating if I had sold that and not noticed. Because as soon as I rifted away, 5 seconds passed, that's it. Blueprint's gone. Go find it again. Alright, let's just keep the item here. Chuck that on there. And we want a seal of the skies, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to have everything ready to go. So, seal of skies. I can make 8 of these. Well, I only need the 1. So, there we go. We've got that. We can also use chain lightning if you want. I'll just go cast it at the dummy so you can see what it does, but I'm pretty much never going to cast this. You can use this to trigger devotion procs if you want, but I mean, I'm pretty much just gonna pretend that didn't happen. All right, shiny new weapon. Well, same weapon, shiny new component. More damage, more better. And then if we want to, we could... Oh, there's a double rare. That'll sell nicely. If we wanted to, we could use the spell, but it's... Unless you're using it for proccing something, it's kind of not worth it. Alright, let's just head back over this way. Back out the back here. New... Okay, you know what? You can just stand in that doorway. Just made it my own personal business. I'm gonna kill every one of these mages because that one annoyed me. Okay. We are done there. Now, the totem I've already done, so I don't need to worry about that. This is going to be the 3rd vent, and if I hadn't jumped back to town and cleared this rift in order to change my component, what I would do is I would walk down here to the Crown Hill rift and rift over that. But I did, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually retrace my steps, which is, yeah, it's not the most fun walking through empty buildings, or mostly empty buildings. Death to mages, question mark? If you wanted to die, that's fine. Yeah, so I'm just going to walk back here, and whoop. Fortunately that Aether Tornado didn't seem to notice me. But also, as I said, it kind of doesn't matter with this build. We just don't care about that level of damage, even though it is sustained, and for a lot of other builds it would be a massive pain. For this build, we just have so much regeneration that it doesn't matter. Alright, so let's go say hello to Theoden. Then we'll go do the Black Iron Docks. But we're pretty much done, and nowhere near level 93. We're not even level 92, so... How are we actually for reputation with the Malmouth resistance? We've got miles to go. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about just grinding the last little bit of reputation out. It's looking like there might be a little bit more grinding than I had thought, so maybe not. The reason I'm interested in getting the reputation is the XP potions, because as it stands now, I'm looking at finishing Forgotten Gods probably mid-90s, 94, 95. And then I would just have to probably grind totems in order to hit level 100, which I'm okay with, because if you've watched any of my videos recently, you've seen that grinding totems is kind of what I do. I actually find it entertaining, soothing, I don't know. It's just fun. Okay, Wraithborn leg wraps and the Dawnguard helmet. Dawnguard helm is, I mean, Dawnguard is elemental, I think. Looks like it might actually be more lightning stuff, but it's fine. The Wraithborn leg wraps, I've used these on a couple of melee characters now, and I could use these actually. The Aether Blast Wave would be largely converted to lightning and elemental because of this belt and because of this chest and maybe something else. No, just that. So that Aether Blast Wave would be mostly lightning, and then or about half lightning, and then about a quarter, yeah, a little bit less than a quarter would be just elemental. But that's not the plan. Alright, here we go. I'm going to avoid the little hidden areas. Can I get the quest for this, actually? Just give me a second. So this is a quest from the Coven. And I have a feeling you have to kill Theoden before you can get the quest, but I'll just go and see, because it is a skill point reward quest. So it is definitely worth doing. Ooh, nope. So see Arugia here. I will seek it out. So the other you is the name of the quest. And I didn't think you could do it yet, but turns out you can. So I'm going to go do this and get my free skill point. I say free like it's not a decently dangerous boss. Alright, so first time you come in, she wants to talk to you more than she wants to fight you, so you get to clear out all of her friends. And then you get to fight her... I was going to say Mano I Mano, but, I mean... Mano I Womano, Mano I Ethereano... Whatever. Alostria here. You've got time to set up here, so you can summon whirly boys, you can throw the fire stuff on the floor, and then you just push attack when you're ready. Like, now's good. And I should be able to pretty much just stand here and kill her. Yep. There we go. So, +1 skill point. And a little bit of lore / XP. Now, +1 skill point. I am tempted by Flame Touched, actually, just for the offensive ability. I'm also tempted by Temper because of the flat physical that would be mostly converted. I think I'm just going to go Mogdrogan's Pact. Bring this up to 22 out of 22. That will be, what, 3 more points? Yeah. And that'll be a bunch of regen. So... can't really complain about that. I love the faces they make on the map. Like, these two are eyeballs. Here's the panicked face. Like, ah! My condolences to your ears for the yelling. I think I have the mic set up so it shouldn't have blown your ears out. But sorry if it did. Alright, let's go downstairs. We're going to kill Krieg. We're going to kill the 2 fat dudes with keys to get in, and then we're going to go kill the main fat dude. And that'll be the end of Malmouth, actually. Still got to do the docks, obviously, but that's not a big deal. Alright, I think we can just talk over the top of Theoden. He kind of doesn't matter. He's more of a formality at this point. So I'm not too worried about him. How's our Aether res? Yeah, way over cap. Lightning, I think, is the only other one that I care about for him. So I'm fully expecting to just walk in and kill him, probably without even moving. Especially if I go back to town and get some royal jelly, which I probably will. Alright, we'll blow this up, burn it down, etc. Don't forget your flesh warp chest here. There's level 92. Okay, I'm just going to completely disrespect those enemies and spend all of my points while I'm being attacked. Because realistically, they can't hurt me. Let's take a second here, actually, to go and grab those potions. I may as well make use of them. This is another case of I would be really upset if I didn't use these potions and then something bad happened. So energy regen, sure. Flat regen, yep. That's percentage stuff, and then we have more of this, so we'll just use them. 3, 4, lovely. Done, easy. May as well sell stuff while I'm here. Not going to use any of this stuff anyway, so that's fine. And let's go kill ourselves a big scary crystal dude. Although by this point, I mean, he shouldn't be scary. What are we at? 3,500. and then wait for, there we go, 5,500 a second for generation. 4 seconds to go from death's doorstep to fully healthy again. I'm pretty sure, like, is there anything that can kill me in here? Maybe if I pulled Hagelvar and whatever the other guy's name is, and stood in a pile of goop, and let the entire floor attack me at the same time, they might be able to whittle me down. But, generally speaking, no. Nothing in here can actually hurt me. Okay, there's the door. And we need to head south now to find the other... Oh, no, we don't. Rodalgar is right here. Let's throw some shreddy stuff at him. That is indeed the technical term. And now we can just go straight in here. Say, Theoden, you big nerd, I know you're here. Where's my money? And we just kill him. I fully expect that I can just stand in his face here and hold left click to kill him. I'm gonna keep summoning the whirly boys, and other than that, I mean, I guess I should keep the totem up as well, but even sundered here, I don't think he can hurt me, so I'm not going to dodge. Actually, I don't know if he's even going to get to sunder me before he dies. He didn't. Remember when this guy used to be scary? I definitely remember when this guy used to be scary. Ooh, ooh. Got me down to half there, you guys. Alright, so he dropped his MI, as he always does. And we can just grab the loot and be on our way. Probably a couple monsters. Yep, here they come. Diviner's Mantle, Dreadwalker Tome. Pretty much just going to be loot. Okay, now you can't portal out from in here, which is incredibly annoying. But I guess that's how they make the fights a little bit harder. The boss of an entire expansion, you probably shouldn't be able to just portal away. Okay, we'll turn some quests in here. How much reputation are we getting? I think that's actually a decent amount. And Thread of Mortality is not a bad ring. Or amulet, sorry. Let me have a look at what I'm currently wearing, because I may swap that in. So the Thread of Mortality, the reason I love this amulet, and I use this on my Archon when I was playing the physical Archon. The reason I love this is the maximum vitality and chaos resistance there basically means that we get to laugh at anything that's Chthonian. Then you've got all the regen stuff, you've got health, lifesteal, you've got a proc on it that is does damage to things and leeches life back. When you compare that to Zarya's pendant, yeah, I think we do this. So I would be losing 16% vitality resistance and gaining 60, well, gaining 53, and some chaos. I mean, Thread of Mortality is really, really good, especially if you're farming totems, because the Blood Grove is the second best place in the game for farming totems. So, yeah, I definitely am using that. I need to take a short detour and get my components back. So even though that amulet is not a lightning or even elemental-based amulet, it is really good. What are we looking for here? Sky Shard Powder, there we go. So I'll use that one, chuck that on there. Now the other thing is, I don't need the Aether Soul anymore. At all. At all. I don't need an Aether Soul, I don't need Black Tallow, so I get to get the component back off of my metal as well. Now, in terms of metals, the Dread Skull is pretty good for the total speed. You could also put an Arcane Spark on there if you're looking for offensive ability, or if you're just having any kind of issues in general with energy. So let's just keep this item here. I'm just going to chuck that in the bank. I don't think I'll use it, but I definitely don't need the component. What I want is a Seal of Annihilation, but I don't have that yet, so too bad, so sad, I guess. Let's chuck these in here, and I'm going to hang on to this. I have kept this medal, the Seer's Pendant. I've kept this since level 38 or something like that, so the +1 to skills amulets are really, really good while you're leveling. But we finally found something that was better. +1 to Demo and Shaman, +2 to Vindictive Flame. I mean, it's really, really good. We're actually at the hard cap for Vindictive Flame here. So 26 out of 16, that's it. I can't put any more in that. Even if I go gear with + to skills, that's as high as it gets. So 400 health regen at second. We also picked up, actually no, we didn't pick up any additional skill points for Shaman because we already had +1 to all skills. But seeing this, I mean, I could take 4 points out of this, drop it back down to 10. That's definitely not a bad idea. But 1,010 damage absorption on this, even if I somehow get low enough to trigger this, I'll just basically take no damage for 4 seconds, which is plenty enough time to heal up to full. So anything that isn't a one-shot, I don't care about anymore. I literally can't die to anything that isn't a one-shot at this point. Also, the good thing about Blast Shield, 11 seconds skill recharge. So unless you almost get one-shot twice within 10 seconds or so, you just... I mean, I'm not going to say you can't die, but you pretty much can't die. Alright, Black Iron Docks, and I'm just going to not have a component on either of these for now. Actually, I'll put a skull on one of them. If I can put the... I need the movement component as well. Can I put a Dread Skull on Amulet as well? There we go. Alright. So I'll take that. That is a bunch of bleeding and piercing stuff that I don't care about, and also 5% total speed. The other thing I could do, I could come in here and just do a search for metal here. So I could put, where are we? Blazing Ruby could be okay. Bloodied Crystal I didn't realize could go on your metals. I almost never put it on there. Tainted Heart, offensive ability and crit damage could be good. Vengeful Wraith, I mean, I would probably go an Arcane Spark, honestly, for the offensive ability. But I think I'll just take the 10% attack speed and move speed. So I'm way over the cap on move speed now. If we go here, 34% over. So nice little upgrade. That amulet is one that I really enjoy seeing at the end of a playthrough, or even just before it, because it doesn't make you invincible, but it really makes it hard to die against Chthonians. And on a build like this, I mean, I would probably quite happily stand in front of most Chthonians, and effectively I'm invincible. I cannot be vinced. The next thing I need to get my hands on is a medal with +4 max resist for elemental stuff, and then I'll just laugh at the entire world. The other good thing about this as well is if you... I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's little red lightning that jumps between everything. That's the proc on this. Recharges in half a second, so pretty much every time I get hit, it's going to fire that off, do vitality damage, and a little bit of health steal. So if I can get something like maybe the Morganeth set, I think might have some vitality to lightning conversion. That could be good for that. Although, to be fair, we're already plenty tanky, so I'm not going to bother, I think. But yeah, that amulet, really good on absolutely any class, especially if you get it at the start of your farming, because this means I can farm the Blood Grove and just laugh, absolutely laugh in the face of anything Chthonian. Also means that the Bastion of Chaos is going to be quite easy, although Shazul does a lot of fire damage as well. Or just fire damage in general in there, I think. But I think Thread of... what's the other one called? The one with Oathkeeper skills and... Azrakar's Sands would be the other one that's really good. Mythical Azrakar's Sands, really good amulet to get when you're kind of getting close to 100. Is that the mythical one? It is. Yes. I just had a little bit of a panic then. I thought I maybe got a lower level version because I'm not level 94 yet. Okay, we can just bash through all this. Now, I'm going to turn the loot off and keep summoning the whirly boys if I remember, but honestly at this point, I'm relatively confident that it's actually impossible for this character to die, short of a one-shot. So, does it really matter if I kill stuff 3 seconds faster because I summoned the Wind Devils? Yeah, it does. It does. Let's keep summoning them. Alright, everybody's dead here. Quest is now complete, and we got basically nothing. A few components and such, but other than that, the real reward, though, the real reward is right here. No, it's not the friends we made along the way. It's not. It's that pile of reputation from killing all those heroes. And then another 750 here. And let's just hold your horses there. Nope, I am going to do that quest. So I will deal with your council problems, no problem. Also, we've got, they're all gone. Yep, everybody's dead. There we go. We're getting close. 3,000 left. Let's go kill the council. We'll see how the reputation is. I may do a few totems in between this and the next episode. Just to, ethereal totems, that is. Just to max out reputation, because I do want to get the XP pots for the run through Forgotten Gods. And I think... I feel pretty strong on this character, so I think I'm just going to go kill Korvac. You know, famous last words and all that, but I'm pretty sure I can just blow him up. The amount of regen we have, all you gotta do is stack a bit of armor. And I mean, I could have put bloodied crystals on amulet metal, both rings. That'd be like 300 extra armor. Then all the increase from the percentage increase stuff on the rest of my gear as well. We could quite happily turn this character into an... What did I call it that one time? Like a self-regenerating brick? Something like that. Getting a decent number of Aether Clusters now. I'm back up to 8. Haven't used any since I went for that run through the Warden's Laboratory, so... I mean, that wasn't a complete waste of time, because I got to make some components that I didn't need. But, yeah, I probably didn't need to go through there for the Aether Clusters. As long as I'm here, though. Let's just backtrack here a second. There's a little hidden section here, which, you know, it's almost certainly not going to give me any loot, but I just like to kind of point them out. Nope, it's not in here. It's in a different area. Some different area you can sort of walk across here, and there's hidden spoils there. It's not here, though, unfortunately, so I was misremembering the area. Alright, let's just go kill the council now. Maybe it's here, actually. Is it here? It's not here, is it? Is it over there? No, that's a council. Ah, it's fine. Council should pretty much just explode. Do have to be a little bit careful of these guys now. I am going to be taking maybe not a lot of extra damage from them, but definitely some extra damage from them because I took those Aether Souls off. Of course, I'm also doing more damage. And I'm still I mean a regenerating brick. So, old mate here, Draven Cole, has got his little whirly crystals up. So I think that's 90% damage reduction or something stupid like that. But down he goes. Now all the trash in the area, it's got nice buffs as well. I think I grabbed... Oh, I didn't grab that in normal. Cool. Here is the Scepter of Malmouth here. So vitality damage, elemental converted to vitality. Yeah. Decent enough kind of starter weapon for any kind of vitality caster, especially if you're playing a necromancer version. But I don't think anyone's going to be using that as their final ability or their final weapon. Also, the reason it's blue is the rainbow filter mod. It's kind of not really a blue item. It's purple. You can see. Is it purple? Where does it say? No, it is actually a blue. I am completely just making stuff up at this point. Okay. Well, that's fine. My commentary on the item stands. Got the color wrong, but it is still a decent starting item. Alright, let's go turn that in, and I'll see how much reputation I need in order to get to Revered, and I may just do some totems at the end here. Right, we got another purple item. Now, where have I seen this before? Alright, we'll have a look at that one. Which one's going to be better? More leech, more health, more regen, more health regen, more physical resistance, less on the 2 resistances. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be swapping that. How is reputation, actually? Yeah, I'm going to just do some totems here. I will record these. This is going to be the end of the quote-unquote progress part of this. I'm literally just going to be doing a few totems at the end here, so if you want to watch that and you want to see the loot, feel free to stick around. Otherwise, you know, thanks for watching, bye, etc. Let's try that again. Yeah, if you want to see the loot, stick around, and otherwise I'll see you in the next episode, where we will be starting Forgotten Gods. Or at least continuing it, because I've already done a decent amount of the first bit. Right, what do we want on this amulet? I think we just go the Dread Skull, and as soon as I get the, Seal of Annihilation, that's what I want. Okay, let's exit to reset those totems. And we will go do some totems. Yeah, that's a nice drop. So this is a really nice amulet. Can't believe I got 2 of them so close together. Okay, totems. There's basically like 3 groups in the city of Malmouth, and the only 2 I really care about is this one because ancient, and then over here there's one more in Crown Hill, which I also generally want to do. Okay, we can kill all this stuff. Everything here is worth 1 or 2 reputation points. So if you just kill 1,000 ethereals, then that'll do the same job. Now, because this is an Aether Warp totem, there's a chance that I get just regular run-of-the-mill ethereals out of this, in which case I'm going to be a little bit upset because I won't get any reputation for the Malmouth resistance. I need specifically the ethereal vanguard types. So hopefully I get that spawn. One thing to note though is the ethereal vanguards are considerably more dangerous than the regular ethereals. So, you know, be careful what you wish for and all that. Although in this case I definitely wish for those ones. Alright. Let's turn the loot off so I can see what's going on. I've just got... it's kind of a mix, really. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good spawn. Just dropped a purple item as well. Alright, everybody's dead or dying. What do we got? Dawn Shard Pauldrons. I think I already have a pair of those. The Unholy Visage of the Whatevers. Arcanum Sigil? Nope. Yeah, so I don't think I really want any of this. The Dawn Guard stuff is decent, worth having a look at. So we're looking at lightning damage on these. Compared to my current gloves, these are better if... Yeah, these are just better. So, and I would have the two-piece here as well, so that's another... Well, it's retaliation, so who cares? But still not bad. And do I have any other pieces? What are the other pieces? So I've got the helmet, the plate, and the Champion of the Light are the pieces I'm missing. So I'm almost certainly not going to wear the set. Dawn Shard pauldrons are decent. Converting the vitality damage procs into elemental is not horrible. So Dawn Shard, that's also a Dawn Shard, so that's fire to lightning. These could be good to wear. We'll see how we go for resistances. The rest of this stuff kind of don't care about. Fleshwort plate mail can be really good. Covered in armor, +3 to oak skin, % armor on every one of these. And you can get some good resist on them as well. Alright, let's head into the Crown Hill and kick over the totem in here. Where is it? Okay, it's up the top there. So we can just kind of mosey on over. Whack anything that gets in the way. So I'm on the lookout for pretty much anything that does lightning stuff. The Altos set can drop now for sure. So that's something I'm interested in. Yeah, all that sort of stuff, basically. Alright. My old nemesis. Stairs. Also the letter S. Alright, now we can go down here. Apparently walls are difficult for that movement skill there. Could just walk in here. Don't need to... you know what? Here I am, complaining that I need reputation, and trying to run past things that are made out of it. Granted, only like one each, but still. Okay, this one looks like it's half-half. Or at least not 100%. Ethereal Vanguard. That's alright, what do we get? Stormrend, okay. That'll be useful, for sure. The rest of this, not so much. This is Stormrend, and if you've never seen this axe before, this is a one-handed Primal Strike axe. This axe allows you to use Primal Strike with either a one-hander and a shield, or dual-wielding two one-handers. Now, you don't have to use two of these. So if I can get my hands on, for example, what is it called? Stormheart, I think? The lightning dagger, which I definitely can, because it has a set drop location, then I could definitely do dual-wielding Primal Strike with this character, and that is one of the builds that I was planning on doing a showcase for, so there we go. Very nice. We've got two pieces of the Eastern set in my inventory as well. Not that I'm planning on actually using the Eastern set, but it is there. Let me just double check the world map here. I think those are the only totems I particularly care about. Outskirts doesn't have one. I could run out into the city in front, but meh. And then there's no other totems here, so yeah. Is there one in the lighthouse, though? Let's just have a look. There's the lighthouse. No, there's no totems in there. Okay, how are we doing for rep? Reputation, where are we? Malmouth resistance. 700. Okay, so I got about, I think about 200 out of that, so a couple of runs through, and we'll be good to go. I'm super stoked about getting a Stormrend drop, especially so fast. The drop chance for them is quite low. The ethereal totems is definitely the place to get them. They can, I believe, technically drop from places that are not ethereal totems, but the drop rate from ethereal totems is quite low, and then the drop rate from anywhere that's not an ethereal totem is even lower again. So getting that from one of the first totems I did that could drop it is really good. Now if I could get a couple more of them so I could get one with lots of attack speed, that'd be great. Could even be worth using 2 of them. They do give decent skill bonuses to Primal Strike. It's just going to be a matter of, is it better than something like Stormheart? Myrmidon Visor. Alright, what do we got? Bloodspill Cleaver, the Voice of Dreeg. And yeah, a bunch of other stuff that I don't care about. I will go ahead and eat the blueprints so I don't have to mess with them later. Purging Touch here. No flat lightning damage on that. That would be perfect if it did have flat lightning damage. The proc is nice, but no. Right, off to the Crown Hill. And where have we got our totem today? So I think it's going to be over here in the not yet uncovered area. So I'm going to head that way. And these guys are all made out of reputation as well, so I'm going to squash these guys. There's a decent chunk of ethereals down here as well. So we can kill these. Watch the lightning fly everywhere. So I thought the paladin, the lightning paladin, had a lot of lightning everywhere. Then I played Primal Strike. Specifically Primal Strike Elementalist. Yeah, that's crazy the amount of lightning everywhere. Yeah, there's my totem. Pretty much exactly where I thought it would be. There's, what, 3 locations it can be, and I've uncovered 2 of them, so I was pretty sure it was going to be here. So let's go do that. Valexteria is here as well. I think I'm going to kill him, or her, it, whatever. I'm pretty sure Valexteria gives you reputation. Let's go find out. Also pretty sure I'm standing in the right spot to have her meteor. Nope. Meteor did not hit the wall. There we go. I don't know if that was her. I think it is, because that's a lot more than the standard amount. Yeah, it was. These guys also will be ethereals, so we can bash these too. Let's turn that off. Getting a decent number of purple drops here. I think that was another one? I heard a bong. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, what do we got? Malacor's Infusion, one-handed mace. It's all elemental stuff, +1 to Demolitionist. No thank you, and no thank you to all these as well. But I will go ahead and eat those blueprints. How are we doing for reputation now? Where are we? Malmouth Resistance. This totem should give me... yeah, this is enough. We have reached Revered, so lovely jubbly. We now have access to the Malmouth Resistance augments, which are really good, and also also XP potions. What have we got here? Another Eastern piece. The Lacerator Girdle. Storm Surge skill points. Okay. Because that's like a damage over time belt, like bleeding and internal trauma. Okay. Judgment of Empyrean, an offhand for lightning and fire damage. Not bad, not bad. Could maybe do one-handed Primal Strike with an offhand. I've never seen that done. Probably it's not good, which is why you haven't seen it done, but I definitely haven't seen it done. Right, we should now be revered. Let me double check that. We are still honored. Those were not Ethereal Vanguard. Which means I have to go one more time. Not that I mind. The drops have been pretty nice here. Alright, go back to the Steel Cap District. We'll run out that north door. Hopefully we get the Ancient Aether Warp Totem here. What does it say? I don't see this one yet, so it's probably going to be... yeah, it's the Forsaken. Alright, Forsaken one. If you head into the sewers, it's actually a little bit quicker to run this way. So we can just kind of run through the old sewers area. Stop complaining, just use the movement skill. And then if we just poke our heads out the top here, this is actually a little bit faster than running through the entire Candle District. You still have to do a little bit of running through the Candle District, but it's a lot less. And a lot easier to sort of work out where it is exactly you have to go. A lot more difficult to get lost, shall we say. Okay, I do enjoy me a good Aether Crystal, so I'm going to go bash that. Bash this one. And then we can cut across this bridge, and voila! Here is our totem. Now, I may not even need it, because I've squashed a lot of random ethereals here. This guy might be enough to get revered. I'm going to do the totem anyway, obviously, but... do we get revered? Nope. How close are we? Malmouth resistance, 76. Yeah, the totem... if it spawns with Ethereal Vanguard, this will be enough. The question is it going to? Looks good. Looks actually not good. I'm gonna say that was regular run-of-the-mill Ethereals again. Which is unfortunate, but here we go. We'll just go to the Crown Hill. I may not even do the totem here. It's pretty close. Probably will. Yeah, I'm going to do the totem. I think, however, that probably kill enough of these things on the way that we'll probably have revered before we get there. Maybe not, actually. Valexteria will do it, if this doesn't. This pack. Here we go. Valexteria. Gotta watch out for the big rock from above. Looks like it was perfectly placed to hit the wall. And there we go, revered. Before Valexteria died, I think one of these guys was the actual final victim. That's fine. I was hoping it'd be Valexteria, but I don't really care at the end of the day. I just want my reputation. Okay, we'll kill these guys, and looks like we've got standard ethereals again. The Heart of Ulzuin there. Don't think I'm going to use that, but maybe. Ulzuin, I think, is more fire-related. Alright, what do we win? The Scion of Burning Vengeance. That's another totem item, I believe. The Heart of Ulzuin. Not what we're after. Okay, the Sapphire and Ruby of Elemental Balance. These are actually pretty good rings. The only problem I have with them is that, well, they're not massive buffs to our regeneration, for starters. But they have this annoying habit of the proc that they spit out kind of spirals around you. And if it runs into a rock on the floor, like this little rock here, I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but any kind of wall or a slightly larger than average rock will just cancel the proc out. So if they fixed that, these rings would be very, very good. And you need to stop that. Alright, let's go have a look at the loot that we've just unlocked. And then we'll buy a few XP pots as well. So, this guy did not actually unlock anything. I don't need a shield, so thank you very much, but also no thank you very much. Alright, Hiram, I don't care. Plaudia here. So we have now got, again, very good components here, or very good augments. Pierce and Aether, Vitality and Bleeding. These are quite good. This one is Vitality and Health Regeneration, which we may end up using later. Actually, you know what? I don't really need augments for resistances at the moment, so this one here, this one Kingsguard powder is the only one I'm using currently, so I can get 6/8, what's that, 48% increased health regeneration out of these, and there's no reason not to use them, so that's really good. Also, we've got, what do we got here? 120 lightning damage, 550 health, and some vitality resistance. This one. That's our new weapon augment. And then the rest of this probably doesn't matter so much. We already had all this stuff. Just have a look at this. No, we don't need that amulet. We have a very nice amulet. So, let's chuck that on. Actually, I'll do this at the beginning of the next episode, just so the people who stop watching can tune in and kind of see what I've done. But, I mean, Malmouth's Heart here, flat lightning damage, percent lightning damage, bunch of health, really good stuff. And then this is completely irrelevant for the resistances, at least for now. But just some extra health regen, just to put something there so it's not an empty slot. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this episode, so I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.